Hello everyone, my name is Jessica. I have the pleasure of sharing with you about my unit plan, Injury Prevention and Safety, which is geared toward 8th graders in middle school. This unit will mainly cover injury prevention and safety, first aid, bullying and violence prevention, CPR and AED based on the Health Education Content Standard of California. Students will not only acquire knowledge and skills to prevent injuries and deal with emergency cases, but also come up with strategies to prevent and stand up against bullying and violence. English language art, visual and performing art, science, mathematics, and technology standards will also be integrated into the lessons to help students develop as a whole person. For the first day of this unit, students will watch a DVD where the singer Miley Cyrus talks about the death rate caused by injuries and accidents in America and promote teenagers' injury prevention and safety. After watching the DVD, they will retell the cause and statistics of it. This activity addresses the health education content standards that describe the behavioral and environmental factors associated with the major causes of death in the United States, as well as Bloom's remembrance level and Gardner's visual intelligence and verbal linguistic intelligence. Watching the DVD for this lesson will be a lot more effective than reading a book, because the celebrity in the DVD will grab students' attention as she portrays the cause and tragic consequences of injuries and death with images, sound effects, and narrations, which will arouse more alertness for injury prevention and safety. In order for students to have a general concept of injury prevention and safety, they will download the unit of injury prevention and safety to their tablet computers and read the unit. While reading, they will individually send text messages to the teacher if they have questions about the unit. After reading the unit, they will tweet about two basic safety guidelines for emergencies and natural disasters using their tablet computers. This addresses the health education content standards of identify basic safety guidelines for emergencies and natural disasters. The technology standards of students use digital media to communicate. The English language art standards will read passage independently, as well as Bloom's understanding level and Gardner's verbal linguistic and interpersonal intelligence. Sending and receiving text messages with the teacher while reading the unit will promote student-teacher interactions and one-to-one feedback in real time. Also, tweeting about two basic safety guidelines for emergencies and natural disasters using their tablet computers will motivate students to have an accurate knowledge because they will feel a sense of responsibility for publicly offering others very important information. Teenagers know that they will be humiliated if their friends told them their information is wrong. At the same time, it gives students the chance to boast about their knowledge. For the name-calling, bullying, and gossiping prevention, students will interview their friends abroad from their sister school using Skype, sharing their personal experiences of and asking them questions about the cause and effect of name-calling and bullying. They will prepare a list of their questions and will report the cause and effect of name-calling and bullying. This addresses the health education content standards of evaluate why some students are bullies, the English language art standards of write research report, the technology standards of communication and collaboration. Also, students will experience Bloom's application and analyzation level and display their verbal, linguistic, and interpersonal intelligence. I know this activity is very idealistic, but I expect the students to have fun and unique experience while learning the cultural differences and similarities by talking with friends abroad. Students will also learn about first aid and take quizzes on a website to assess their knowledge, which covers the health education content standards of acquire essential concepts of first aid, the technology content standard of critical thinking, problem solving, as well as Bloom's evaluation level and Gardner's logical mathematical intelligence. Taking the quizzes on the website is a very good method for students to check their knowledge because they can immediately confirm how well they have done on the quizzes. In order to deal with the content standard of practice basic first aid and emergency procedures, students will be involved in a variety of CPR and AED lesson activities. To name a few, students will form groups and create music which matches the heartbeat of 100 per minute using GarageBand, which addresses the musical content standard of improvised melodic and rhythmic music in major keys, as well as Bloom's creation and Gardner's musical intelligence. Also, students will participate in an electric shock experiment with a science teacher to understand the dynamics between the electric current and a wet object, and to determine the safe use of AED. This addresses the science content standards of investigation and experimentation, Gardner's natural intelligence and Bloom's evaluation level, and they will physically perform CPR and AED using a mannequin, applying what they have learned and displaying their kinesthetic intelligence. Classmates will video the performance procedure using the performance cell phone and send it to their parents or friends, which covers technology standards of communication and collaboration. Using a cell phone to video classmates' CPR and AED procedures would give students a big motivation to perform correctly because it will be sent to their friends or parents. Also, by shooting classmates' performance, students would be very observant for the performance procedures while having a fun and repeated learning effect. As a culminating activity, students will play a performance on the topic of injury prevention and safety in groups, displaying more than five multiple intelligences. I learned many things through this course, ranging from the method of instructional delivery to student assignments to teaching and learning in general. I used to teach students in the way I was taught in my school days. Mostly, I talked a lot in order to give as much educational information as possible to students. After taking this course, I understand what student-centered teaching and learning means. It is providing maximized opportunity for students to display their talents and intelligence, instead of forcing them to listen to what I teach or talk about. Students will naturally listen to what I have to say if I have the ability to make my class engaging and fun while incorporating many materials and technologies into my lesson. Therefore, I plan to give students many chances to show off their abilities and strengths using technologies. Also, when I give assignments to students, I will give them a chance to choose the format. For example, they can submit it in the form of a document, flowchart, music, or booklet, as long as they submit homework. In this way, I realized that I should be as flexible as I can in teaching and learning as long as it helps build students' learning motivation and their multiple strengths. Thank you for your listening.